I said talk to me, damn it! All right. Then I'm gonna make you talk. I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch! You filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
Oh, the terror. We are back. Catherine, are you there?
Oh, yes.
You are. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, it's so good to hear from you. It's been a while. I haven't.
My boy.
Yeah, my mom. I haven't seen you in about maybe. Well, I guess since Texas Frightmare, which was a hell of a weekend, wasn't it?
Boy, yeah, that was fun.
That was. It's such a busy show, and so many appreciative fans there, and so many of us got to get back together, and
it was great.
It really was. It was so much fun. I hope we get to do more like that because, I was just saying before the break, I was saying how this really is a family. I mean, this is 32 years now since the first film, and not only are we close, but there's so many people that met 32 years ago making that film that have had such long, life-changing, long relationships. And when I think of that, I have to think of you most, not just what this film did, it was good for your career and all that, but, I mean, it changed your life. You met the love of your life on this film.
I know.
And I'm not talking about me.
When you sent pictures of your little sister who was a baby girl on set, and I was just at that time in a lady's 30s because I just focused on my career. I didn't even care about getting married. And then all of a sudden I'm feeling these, and it is like your family was so warm because, none of us had family on the set, and your mom was there and your sister. And of course you and I were busy getting to know each other so we could act well together. Yeah. But I think I had maternal urges for your sister, and then I saw the doll maker, and he was really cute. So we were,
he was.
Tried to make that happen.
I have a memory, and this isn't even like a memory of a memory where people remind you, and then you think it's your actual memory. I have an actual memory of you walking around the set singing, "Kevin, I'm in heaven."
I would ask the painters, the set painters, to put my phone number on a 2x4 beam and lower it in front of Kevin. Guys are sick. They don't, he was so focused on making the doll work right. I could have been naked and he would have walked over me. But at least at the rap party.
You did catch his attention. You did catch his attention for sure.
Yeah.
So, out of my own curiosity of that, was the first kiss while you were still filming, or was it after the fact?
No, it was the end of the rap party, and everyone was filing out, and I was like, rap parties, it's like goodbye. You never. This
is it. Yeah, that's now or never.
So I had purposely gotten Tiffany pens for all the puppeteers, or 9 guys, but I did not get Kevin one because I thought that might get his attention. So he was just sitting there. Yeah, later he told me it did get his attention, and. I just went up and said, did we have sort of a thing? First I said, it was great working with you. The doll was great. Yeah. Did we have any vibes? And then he said later he thought that was so brave of me that he took me behind, the Chicago scrim outside our window in the movie that we're supposed to be in Chicago, and he gave me a kiss. Yep.
Wow.
And then we made out for hours, and then I finally said, got it. Yeah. Take my phone number, duh.
Yeah. And then, you had met Ashley, my with my family, my sister.
Cute.
Yeah, she was 3 at the time.
She was like I don't want to say this, she was much cuter than the doll brand. Oh, never mind.
Oh, the Cabbage Patch Kids?
My Little Sister?
Yes.
My Little Sister?
Yeah, my little sister. She just was precious. Sister?
Yeah, it's because of the blue eyes.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's the blue eyes. There were a lot of blue eyes on that set. Between Chucky and her. you know, it's funny to me. I have a whole bunch of things I want to talk to you about that time and about making that movie together. Yeah, you know, this was the first time that you played a mother in anything, right? Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You know,
I was top billing. It was like a big deal.
Yeah, of course it was.
It was a big picture. It was an A picture. We had A producers. You mean A big time? They did Face Off and all sorts of legitimate films. And I didn't know what I was doing. And do you want to tell the first read-through thing? No.
Yeah, well, I do know that. Yeah, before, you know, we've done a lot of panels together at different conventions, and we tell stories that are very familiar to us, but new to maybe some of you that are listening. But we ultimately got a very warm relationship and bonded over a few things. But before that, your initial thoughts of me were not exactly loving.
I was a self-centered actress. I was like, this is my show. I have top billing over Chris Sarandon. I have the scenes. We've done a lot of big scenes in the past. And then we had the read-through, and here's this little boy, and he has a lot of lines. In fact, he's sort of like the lead of the picture. And I was just resentful, and it came out, and all the producers panicked and said, oh, no, this is not going to work. So they threw us in a room with Brad Dourif, who's an actor's actor, and said, get them to, get Catherine going there.
Yeah, we played some acting games and stuff. And man, I wish there was footage of that. And then we ended up going to
McDonald's, and by the time we shot our first scene together where you wake me up in bed with the cereal. We were buddies already by then for sure. And you know, but it is serious. I mean, to this day I can tell when an actress has not had a child in real life.
Yeah.
Because on Seventh Heaven it was a no-brainer. You just once you do that, you are a mother.
Yeah.
But if you don't, I can't describe it. Just slightly self.
Something that doesn't work.
On this side of self. You can't totally go into the other.
Well, I've said so many times about, and it's never really to brag about my performance or anything, but I've said so many times that the only way that Child's Play has evolved as it did and lasted as long as it did and was as impactful and meaningful and successful and the only way that it really worked was selling the compassion from the viewer for us, for Karen and Andy. There had to be some real sympathy for these characters.
Yeah.
And another thing that I have to, and I was watching back some of the scenes even today. Horror movies often get this reputation for good reason, for this overacting, hokey, kind of not taking it seriously type of thing. And when we're starting with such an absurd idea of a 2.5-foot doll chasing you around with a knife and voodoo and killing you, it was countered by real serious, genuine acting. Like your approach to it. Yeah, Chris Sarandon, of course. Brad, who we could talk endlessly about what a talented actor he is.
Right. All New York stage actors, myself included.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were virginal, but therein lied the truth and efficacy of your performance.
Well, thank you, but I think you bringing such a serious having your own interest in doing a good job in the film, but also knowing that the character really did need that, and people were heartbroken for these two, and us being separated, and the character getting sent to the little institution there temporarily, and you going back home, leading into like what I think is the best scene of the whole franchise when Chucky first comes to life in your hands. It was real serious acting. You took it seriously, and it paid off so well. It's crucial to the success of the film.
You feel, I think, we didn't see a lot of single mothers in those days. Yeah. And I, in retrospect, you feel for someone alone on the planet, trying to protect your child.
Yeah. I mean, that all these factors led to what made people connect so much with this film that even gave it a chance to be a franchise like it became.
Right.
And some other memories, you mentioned McDonald's. Like, I have a very vivid memory of going down like a steep escalator to a McDonald's that was underground or something, or on the bottom level.
Oh my gosh. And remember, the audience has to know, it was the coldest winter in Chicago history.
Ever.
And it was dead of winter,
Yep.
and we're down by the frozen Chicago River and shooting at night. and it was 30 below.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to warm up the place.
Our faces were like tearing from the cold and freezing to our face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing. I remember staying out really late. I don't know if you did also, but to see the stunt guy fall out of the window as Aunt Maggie. And that happened real late at night.
Oh, gosh, I missed that. No, oh my gosh, you got to stay up late.
I did.
That's fun.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I got a lot. I got a lot of privileges that a lot of 6-year-old kids didn't get.
So cute.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm mad that the director. We had this method acting coach.
Yeah.
They used a real life thing to get you to cry, and Kevin, my husband Kevin, it always bothered him because he loves children, and sometimes directors just want to get the take.
Yeah.
But you weren't damaged by it. So
no, I wasn't, and I'm really happy that it worked out the way it did. I think I give myself a little too much credit, but I think I was bright enough to handle it. Because I was also, my memory of that was that it was page 48 on the scene on the script. Like I dreaded that scene. I had so much anxiety about the acting in that scene that when it came time to it, it was easier to get myself there because I was so full of anxiety already.
Oh, wow, great. Well, I'll tell you, any actor, young, old, experienced, whatever, when it says in the script, breaks into tears, it's just horrid. It's just the worst footnote. It's so much pressure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, but it definitely helped. It definitely helped keep people rooting for Andy.
The older actors need terror tactics to get us over the edge.
Yeah. Like, you need Tom Holland yelling at you is what you need. Yeah. So, but and another little side note of that too, of our bonding experience there, going down to McDonald's. I've told the story many times, but it's an interesting one, which is someone, I don't know if it was Margaret, who was my acting coach, who just talk about another life-changing thing this project did for you, ended up being your manager for 25 years after the fact.
Right.
You met your manager, your husband, ultimately had a baby just like my sister Ashley. It was like, but anyway,
and
that's
she's
what
even
it's wild.
Italian like you guys. My daughter is olive skinned.
Yeah,
because Kevin has Italian, so we kept it in the family.
Yeah, how's Katie doing?
Great.
Yeah,
loving San Francisco.
That's awesome. I love San Francisco too.
Wow.
Yeah, me too. I was so happy that we stayed in touch, and even before we did horror conventions, I guess through Margaret we were able to reconnect when shortly after my brother passed away in 2000, my mom and Ashley and me went out to California for a week. We wanted to get away, and we love it out there, and you were just very gracious, and you had us there, and you had us to the set of Seventh Heaven, which was so much fun. I got to.
Oh, good. I don't even.
Yeah, you had us to the set. Well, yeah, you had us there. Everybody was there except Jessica Biel.
House too,
yeah, and you had us to the house, right, which was so much fun. Well, actually, you had us both times.
A girlfriend, a chapter.
Both times, yeah. The first time with Ashley and my mom, we came to the house, and then I was in town a couple years later with my ex-girlfriend, and you were having a party for Kevin for his birthday. And you invited me then. Mighty Echoes performed.
So we've done it well, and even without the conventions. But these conventions are, oh my gosh! I keep in, the Star Trek people. It's amazing. You see the world. You even see stars you grew up idolizing, like Tony Curtis.
Oh, I know. I'll
tell you. What are you doing here?
You've had several roles in your life that were really just great things to be a part of and awesome, and that you really knocked it out of the park. I mean, starting with Marilyn, which obviously was a huge role for you, and people always praised your performance in that. And that was 1980, very early in your career, and Child's Play, and the Ray Liotta movie Turbulence, right?
I love that movie.
That was a great movie.
There were lots in between. Please God.
Yeah. There were a ton in between. Of course, yeah, a ton.
Yeah, I'm real proud of the directors. I fought hard. I wanted to do movies. They threw television at me left and right, but I would turn down.
Yeah, you always loved film.
I would turn it down left and right because that was not my dream.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, so many awesome projects. And one of the coolest things about that is that you made a horror film, which opened you up to all the graciousness of these dedicated horror fans and conventions. And also with Star Trek 4, the sci-fi world of incredibly dedicated fans. You know, if you had just done drama your whole career, you would...
you know, you even look at, I mean, yes, it's so true. Those two genres, they just, it just gives you a loving group of people till the day you die, you know?
Yeah,
and
it really
so
does.
It's really neat. You don't know that at the time,
yeah,
but it's certainly a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, for sure. And then you also had such a cool angle on the business, too, through Kevin, who is just freaking brilliant.
Right.
You know, Crypt Keeper, Freddy Krueger. He does the most amazing work. And he's such a sweet guy, too. So
Ohio. Good stock. Yeah.
That's where my girlfriend's from.
Oh, yes. Are you still together?
We are, yeah.
Yay, way to go.
Yeah. Yep, things are good there.
Hashtag true love.
Hashtag something or other.
Who's your partner there?
This is my buddy Mikey Wells. He's
you didn't introduce me.
I'm sorry. You know, we get right into these things. Sometimes I forget.
What is up with
Hi,
that?
Mike.
I forget.
Hello. How are you doing?
Fine. What are you a disc jockey type of guy?
No. He's.
I know I have the voice for it, but no.
He's just he's a exceptionally handsome body piercer.
And your buddies?
And we're buddies. Yeah.
We're like best friends. We're gonna go fishing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh
we
gosh,
might go fishing
so cool.
tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going, so I got to see if I can convince him to get up early enough.
Before you were called,
I
was talking to him about his fictional mother and how we're going to become best friends.
Yeah, just like that. Friends to the end, or is that like too cliche? That's cheesy.
It's good to have a best friend.
It is, right? So there's so many questions. The fans were asking, have a ton of questions for you. I want to ask you a couple of them.
Let's get through them.
We'll get through a couple real quick.
Yeah.
My question, first of all, this is from me, but what has it been like for Katie with her friends, knowing that she can bring them back to this Kevin's amazing studio, and the fact that these people she meets are know both of her parents and their work? Like, does Katie think it's the coolest thing? Like, for her, does she think it's cool?
You know, it's Katie's. First of all, she's really cool. She's centered. She's a cool chick.
Yeah.
I mean, she's I'm high-strung, wired, Irish, whatever.
Yeah.
She's Italian, sort of low, she can dance well, and she's not impressed with it. She grew up with it. Seventh Heaven was. It took me away from her at 4 years old, which she did not like.
Yeah,
to parent fictional strangers, wow, how does her brain wrap around that?
Oh, yeah,
I was very aware of it and tried,
I didn't think about that.
tried
that's
very
true.
hard to compensate.
Yeah.
And Kevin is an excellent dad, has always loved children, just loves children and is good with them. He was gone a lot making films, but she's okay. So, and then of course she watched horror probably earlier, but not like shoved at it. It was gentle. She saw The Crypt Keeper and The Shining. I don't know. We watch movies all the time. So she's, again, grew up with it, so she's not blown away. But she's proud of her dad.
Good.
And they're very close.
And you, of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great. No,
actually, there's a quote yesterday, because she's in a new startup, a big, really wonderful job. She went to USC. She's a business gal, which is really neat, because this business is so precarious. But and she gets a little disappointed, if people discover. She said she has mixed feelings about people knowing she comes from quote unquote fame.
Right.
So I think she just likes to keep it real.
Yeah.
In fact, she's really pretty, and was, everyone said go try it, and she had an agent, and she just thought it was ridiculous sitting on a couch, with some commercial audition with 12 other girls looking at a smartphone. She said it's insanity, pretending we're just jumping up and down.
Well, how do you feel about that? Are you happy that she didn't want to? Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I think she's too smart. I mean, she's too smart for it. She doesn't have the insecurity that needs attention. I desperately had to be famous. I don't know why. I just had to do it.
When did that start for you?
Which is healthier?
How old were you when you started to have those feelings that you had to be a performer and you had to be? Were you very young when you started feeling that way?
No, I never knew about acting. I just, I was a lonely kid, an only child in Scottsdale, Arizona in the 50s. There was no family, just my mom and dad. And I don't know, my dad was a ham. He was funny. And I just was a cheerleader. I loved,
yeah, I was gonna say
that
you're
was
a cheerleader,
my outlet.
right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Cheerleading got you going with the performing. Gave you the
You'll find a lot of actresses or cheerleaders at first, but I didn't discover theater till after college. I was very heavily educated in English literature and theology at Notre Dame and St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And then I just saw I was missing. I didn't know I was creative, and then I saw the theater building, and I ached for it like it was a temple that I wasn't worthy of entering. And then slowly, but it ultimately made me try harder because I had so much catching up to do after college.
Yeah.
I got a scholarship to Cornell for 2 years to learn how to act, and I got my MFA. But all these great actors that I saw at Notre Dame and at Cornell, and I'm like, why, especially Notre Dame? I don't know why drama majors didn't, take it further and become a professional. They were so good.
Yeah.
But maybe because I don't know, I was starved for it, so I had to get real work because I had to. I didn't have much, I didn't have anything in the bag.
Well, I'm sure everyone who worked with you at that time lived vicariously through your career.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm definitely sold on the
good,
creativity aspect of it, like the elaborate, essentially, like almost like a ruse to get your husband's attention by giving other people gifts and not him. That's pretty clever. Pretty clever. Definitely
clever. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Definitely like a would be an extroverted thing to do.
Yeah.
I like it. Just very well thought out. Like it's
and deliberate.
Pretty amazing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to get his attention. I'm going to get everyone else a gift.
Yeah, it's called like deprivation flirtation.
So my other question for you, I know, I have very strong political opinions, and I try to keep them. They're part of the show, but I don't want to focus it because I know people have politics everywhere else.
Well, you lose half your audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin's on Instagram. He's like, he has such a kick-ass puppet of Trump and Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll lose half my followers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so then you got to deal with the insults and But I do want to commend you because I know that you do get involved out there, and you. I mean, even today you had a LA City Council meeting, right? And
when the election happened, I'm not political. I was sort of, I have nothing left to give in acting, but I was just sort of like playing mahjong and whatever. But then we had the Women's March, and then after that I thought, we've got to do more. I mean, what do we do now? There's all these a lot of women hanging around, and so I just cooked it up on my own. And because I'm not savvy tech-wise, I just go into places, I look them up, I Google them, I find the address, and I walk in the door. And I think I'll stand by that approach. I joined League of Women Voters. I saw Adam Schiff was. I Googled him. He's Burbank. I said, well, that's right down the street. So I walked in and said, I'll empty wastebaskets. I don't care. I just want to help. And so I'm
awesome.
on the Homeless Action Committee. We have a huge homeless problem in LA.
I was gonna say, I know in LA that is still a I mean, Comic Relief. When I was a kid, I was such a fan of, and I know that even though that they tried helping for so many years, especially in the nice weather areas down in Florida here, homelessness is a big issue here as well.
And it's also the cost of living now. And I call it the civil rights issue of our time because you would not believe the elitism that occurs in how neighborhoods in this city say they want to help, but they don't. Affordable housing is a beautiful new structures, great architects. It takes the homeless off the street. It takes them inside with caseworkers. There's security. It helps a neighborhood, and people block it left and right. It's like elitism versus humanitarianism.
Yeah.
And we have to really be careful of that. Like I tell Katie, and everyone should tell their kids, and they should set the example. If you don't pass a homeless person without giving $1.
Yeah.
Come on. We're all equal. They're human beings,
Yeah.
And I think you can raise the consciousness of people to start treating them not like cockroaches,
No, I agree. I I was just talking to a friend of mine who is a production kind of guy about an idea that I have that actually touches on that issue. I'm going to have to tell you off the air because I don't want to blurt out my ideas here before they're ready. But I think you'll actually find it interesting. When you said that, it just reminded me of that. Because it is a cause that I also feel very passionately about, and I always there's a couple dudes by my house by the 7-Eleven that I'm constantly always buying food for, and I'm happy to do it. It's a problem, and
but for the grace go us, because everyone thinks they're bums, they want to be homeless, but the statistics are just, you get them a bed and a shower, and they're great majority are at a job very soon. Only 30% are mentally ill. It's just much more successful, and a lot of them are just newly homeless. They have jobs, but that they just can't make these rents.
Exactly.
So they start living in their car.
The jump to from being broke and being able to still just barely get by to being homeless is a narrowing gap. I mean, it could happen within 2 months.
Totally.
Within 2 months, you could completely run out of options. Totally. And then, what else are you going to do? Yeah, it's awful.
And then you're on the other side looking at people going, could you just give me some money?
Yeah.
And don't judge that I'm going to buy drinks with it. It's just respect me.
Yeah. And honestly, quite frankly, the way I always felt about that too, if someone's a serious alcoholic, let them buy a beer. They need it. They're going to feel like total shit all night otherwise. Let them buy a beer. I don't know.
It's elitism. It's a way to stay uninvolved.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's just run through a couple of these real quick from fans because they did take the time to ask.
Okay.
Stephanie wants to know what your favorite new movies or TV shows are.
Well, Game of Thrones. We're waiting for that, but I'm there's so much product now on TV. I loved Sharper Objects, but we're really movie people here. Turner Classic Movie I have on all the time.
Yeah.
It's so great. I thought the movies this year were very short on story, very lame. I don't think they packed they didn't deliver a real emotional experience, I felt.
Did you get
Star is Born, and I like Green Book.
Do you get the SAG screener things?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother still gets on me for not filling out whatever I need to fill out for them to send them to me because I don't get them. Yeah,
just pay
we could be watching
dues.
all these movies.
I know. I could be watching all these movies.
You're a terrible friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite movie, I'd say, is Star is Born - Green Book.
Yeah. Okay. I still haven't seen either, so I want to check them both out. I love that Lady Gaga song though.
She's great.
She's so great. Yeah, I love when she's just singing on a piano. Yeah, it's the best version of her. Stephanie also wanted to know, who was your favorite character ever that you played?
Probably Marilyn in Star Trek. And Annie Camden. I don't know. I like comedy. I like tragedy.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you played Karen Barkley.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Devin. No. Not sorry. Those are good answers. I want honest answers anyway. That's great. But you played.
I loved it.
You played freaking Marilyn Monroe. I mean that. How could that not be on the top?
I love playing Karen Barkley. It was a big role. I like big roles. Where you can chew some emotions up.
Yeah. Whoever would have thought that would have been the film that in your personal life that would have been the one project that changed your life more than anything. Devin wants to know what it was like filming the slasher Death Valley.
Oh my gosh. Well, I had played Marilyn, and the bad luck was, it really got huge attention nationally. It was a 3-hour event, but we had an actors strike, so the town was empty. There was no business going on. There was nothing to jump into, and that was really disappointing. But once again, I just wanted movies, and this was the only movie on the West Coast that was casting, and it was Paul Le Mat. So I thought, okay, I don't care, and it was fun. I was still sort of in Maryland, I think. I look at the pictures, I look like Marilyn.
Yeah.
It took me a while
Marilyn
to
in a slasher.
Character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marilyn in the slasher. Oh, that was a mom role. I never crossed the line into good mom in that one. But again, I just ran around the desert happy that was a film.
Yeah. I never saw that one.
That's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see it now.
Peter Billingsley, he's Christmas Story.
Well, okay. Kilvin Kruger wants to know, was there ever a role that you went out for that you were crushed that you didn't get?
That's a great question. I turned down Body Heat because I was scared of all. There was double the nudity that ended up in the movie. I tended to, if I didn't like it, I would go in for it, but I wouldn't try hard or be great. I mean, I just sort of couldn't. I'm sorry. That's one I would have had to think about ahead of time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's a tough question. That's a tough question.
We can come back to that if you want.
I think that I got. For me, I know that I auditioned for A Bronx Tale, and I really wish that I had gotten that. Just to be a part of that movie would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a bunch of people texted him. Mikey, pick two of your two best questions out there.
Oh yeah,
I think I wish I got in. What's the one with where they go on the western with the cow, with Billy Crystal?
Oh, City Slickers.
But it was a small role, so I don't care.
City
but
Slickers.
City
sort of
Slickers.
wanted to do that.
Yeah, that movie's awesome though.
Yeah, I love that movie. I loved Billy Crystal. He was one of my first favorites ever as a kid. Yeah, I loved him.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Alex tried out for that, but he got his role taken by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, right.
Jay from Los Angeles wants to know what your favorite scene was filming Child's Play.
The favorite theme?
Your favorite scene of filming Child's Play.
Oh, I thought he said theme. Scene?
Scene, like, yeah.
Well, there was a couple on that cutting room floor. We had a lot. Chris Sarandon and I had like 3 huge, giant, all about my husband and backstory about your dad, your dad and why our family, what happened to him. And, I would pay, my theme song was Peter Gabriel's, not In Your Eyes, but the other one where the miners, da, 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 da,
oh, which one?
So many. Well, it's the really sad Peter Gabriel song.
And what, did Karen tell a story about what that song meant to her from her husband?
It was so much. That was my theme song in my brain.
Oh, okay,
there was just a lot of backstory, so I love those scenes.
I know we had a scene on the bed talking about my father who died too, and they actually showed a shot of Tom Holland being that father, but then they cut that out. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That that's all actors. Film, that's the only downside. You can do your best work and spill your blood and no one ever sees it. But that's the risk. It doesn't matter. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But I guess oh gosh. Well, not I'm more a talky, feely girl. I think any scene where you and I talked, the screaming and running it's just all fast. So
yeah, sure.
That's not like my favorite.
You did it so good though.
Well.
That shot, one of my other favorite shots of you in the movie is where Chucky's putting the knife through the door closer and closer to your face, and you're backing up and screaming.
Another problem with film sometimes.
Yeah.
I used to love it when I first came to Hollywood, because I thought you can improve your performance when you loop, and that means when you're on location, there's lots of airplanes, the sound isn't good, so like 4 months later, you have to go to a recording studio and get it up to the level of emotion with no other actors or no scenery in a little recording booth.
Yeah, which is so much more difficult. Yeah,
you can improve, but in that case, I some of that screaming, I could never get there again. But people probably don't notice. I notice it. I
played back. I was looking for some audio clips to introduce you, and I played back some of your screams today. You let a couple of amazing ones go. As far as horror scream queen things go.
Scream queen things.
You screamed. You screamed real good.
I've been noticing other actresses. I look at screams now. They're like I look at mothers. Are they a mother in real life? Can they scream well?
Yeah.
I mean, two more questions. I have one question from people online sending us questions, but I have a question of my own as well.
Okay.
First, Patrick from Phoenix wants to know if you can
my
share.
Hometown.
Yeah, it wants to know if you can share a little-known fact or fond memory from She's Out of Control.
Oh, I dare not. I have such a good one.
Yeah.
When I jump on Tony Danza on the couch, I'm supposed to feel down his pants, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it's just a funny scene. And I just, you know, I didn't even think when they say action, I just did it. I wasn't trying to do it, but every time, and they'd say, cut, Catherine, you don't have to really stick your hand down and put it on his penis. But I wasn't, and I couldn't stop. I kept doing it because that was
so
like a dog going. It's like action. Go get your bone. You know,
I just
get the
pictured
bone.
I pictured Tony. Oh, Catherine, what are you doing, Catherine? Tony Danza.
Oh God, it was like 3 times until. It's sort of hard to fake, what else is down there.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember seeing that movie when I was very young still and thinking wow, Catherine, whoa, this is
It didn't
this is a different side of you.
It didn't strike me. I didn't recall like the movie until she started talking about it, and then it all just like clicked in my head.
Right.
So, I have a question.
Okay,
though,
what's
personally.
Mikey's question?
I was a huge fan of the movie Turbulence, and I just want to know what it was like to film some of those scenes with Ray Liotta that were like.
Well, I was a huge fan of Ray Liotta. In fact, whenever he comes on anywhere on TV, Kevin says, "There's your boyfriend." Of course, he says that about Bill Murray and anyone I've worked with. But I was excited to work with him. I played that. I just played it as a love scene, even though it doesn't show. In my mind, he liked me. We were flirting. And we had a great chemistry. That was neat. He was like, you know, when you finish a scene and the other actor is like a little bit taken aback, like, where did we go in that? You know, I was thrilled. And I mean, it wasn't a big part and I get killed and then when he's killing me, I'm just thinking, this is a love scene.
Yeah. you saw it through different eyes than the camera did, I think.
It's not exactly what I was picking up when I watched it, but okay.
I think that was one of his favorite roles until he quit smoking.
Yeah, right.
And then,
right.
And then that became, you know, forget The Godfather. Well, Catherine, thank you so much for coming on. I love hearing your voice.
Fun fishing.
We're gonna have fun fishing tomorrow. For
Do you
sure.
guys like catch catfish and alligators down there?
Well, that would be in a lake, which I have not done much lake fishing. Although I did catch an alligator when fishing in a lake. This is a true story. In front of like 4 kids, I was fishing for tilapia and I caught an alligator, like a 3-foot alligator.
Oh, little fella.
And
you let him go?
He was on the hook. This is what I did. In front of these kids, I reeled him. I've never I never dealt with this before in my life, but I calmly reeled him into the side. I used my fishing pole to hold his mouth shut, and I reached in and pulled the hook out of his face. I felt like freaking Steve Irwin.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's like, crikey, get back in. Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Oh, little guys. They're so cute.
I mostly just wrestle alligators for fun.
Yeah. I believe it with this guy.
So you're going to ocean fish, I see.
We're going out in the bay, and it's the Gulf of Mexico, basically. I catch, I catch, the big fish over here that everybody wants to catch is called snook and redfish and trout, like sea trout. But I also could catch cobia, which are these big fish, sharks. There's a ton of sharks out there.
You throw them back, or?
I throw them back unless it's edible fish that's in the slot of a lot. You know, I follow the rules for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I keep fish sometimes. I do love fish.
And then you eat them, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't just keep them just
exciting.
to kill them for fun. That would be horrible.
Yeah. I will eat a fish.
Catherine, so right before I let you go, I want to play one little stupid game that I've been playing with everybody who called in, Christine. It's just called Have You, and it's just a couple rapid-fire Have You questions, yes or no, just to get to know you better. Have you ever been under general anesthesia?
Yes.
Have you ever asked a child for technical support, basically? Have you ever? Yeah. Have you ever gotten injured while filming?
Yes.
Have you ever been in a physical fight?
No.
Have you? Speaking of fishing, have you ever cleaned a fish?
No.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No.
Have you ever had an unhealthy obsession with someone?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Unhealthy, like I didn't stop eating.
Okay, that's good. That's a good marker of health. Have okay, have you ever tried mushrooms, LSD, or ecstasy?
A little one, yes. In my Cornell days, a cool,
that's a good place
a guy
to learn. Yeah, sure.
Me to him. Yeah, I didn't enjoy hallucinating.
Yeah,
that's not my fun thing.
No, yeah.
I'm more of a Quaalude girl. I did that once.
They're not around. I don't think they're around anymore.
This blob.
Yeah. Have you ever peed your pants on stage?
No.
That's good. Have you? And the last question.
But I had a period start on stage. That's not fun.
I guess that's just as bad. That's an accident of another kind. And the last question: have you ever lost your temper on set?
Yes.
Yeah. Really?
God, Seventh Heaven, 11 years.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. That's got to be.
We had to have every syllable right, and it's like you're doing a huge emotional breakdown, and the script girl says, "Stop! It's the instead of at." And it's just like, oh, fuck you all. This is so hard. Can I plug a movie I just showed my friend?
Yeah, of course.
Talented Mr. Ripley. It's such great acting by a bunch of young, wonderful.
Yeah, that was out for a bit, right?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Matt Damon,
Seymour
right?
Hoffman.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
love you guys. I'll watch that with Camilla soon. We'll check that out.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, great talking to you. I love you. I'm so happy to hear from you, and I hope I see you soon in person.
Mikey.
Mike, he goes by Mikey. Yeah,
hey.
It's more of a Mikey.
Catherine.
Well, thank you. I'm sure I love you.
You would. I give
I
great
met
hugs.
You will, yeah. Someday,
right.
One of these conventions.
All right. Take care, okay?
Catherine, thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.
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 Bye.